Right. This election we got is maybe the most historical, most memorable, most important election of all time. This is going to be prolific beyond any election experience you can imagine. There won't be another one like it. It's going to have so unique, so historical that there won't be anything like this. There may not be another event that holds such gravity, because apparently this is something that you have a choice, but you don't necessarily know it. You do know, but you don't really get. It's about how you generally feel. You're gonna have to really stick to your guns. Because what we got here is I have a compiled, what I've drawn together from cross-referencing all kinds of predictions about this election. If what everybody's saying is true, it's going to be the most historic. No matter what, it's going to be a split apparently. But no matter which way you go, it's the same thing. There'll be slightly different variation, but same thing, just as memorable. I don't know if there's going to be a point where you can choose, or if you have to make your decision and then it'll be based off of that. But I've got my idea comes from the fact that everything I've found lines up with each other, even though they're all different. So I'm pulling information from Friendship Blue. If you haven't heard of him, go check out his channel, Friendship Blue. This guy talks about everything I talk about, though he does it in such a way that he's real good at it. So when I do it, people just call me crazy and they try to send me to the mental hospital. So if I had Friendship Blue as a friend, that would have been real helpful, because that would have saved me a lot of credibility. Maybe people would believe what I'm saying. At least Friendship Blue would believe what I'm saying. He'd be like, "Yo, you are definitely dealing with something real." Even though all my best friends, nobody even calls me. But this stuff, I can't. Everything I dig up, there's some things that I just toss out, but there's some legitimate things that I've found, and then I just go through everything I can find based on that. And because I dive so deep into some of these sources, I've been able to kind of draw together this conclusion. So this is just my take. I believe the answer, I either said it already, or it's somewhere in between Friendship Blue and what I'm trying to say. Because I don't know if I'll be exactly right, or if it's, like I said, somewhere in between Friendship Blue and myself. Definitely watch Friendship Blue, because he covers a lot of details on how this actually makes sense, and how it's real, and how it's not just nonsense what I'm about to say. Because we have a prediction from Basher that came out. Very quick, very simple. This is only his only input, but his input ties into some real non-credible source, but his non-credibility is maybe just it's just people trying to question him, because all his details line up with everything Bob Lazar says in other credible sources. So it's hard to say that what he's drawn is nonsense, when a lot of the hard facts that he's referencing come from credible sources. And that's where I'm going to say that I'm drawing any credibility is because they sound so close and they match very well together. There's even somebody that's just came out and said it as clear as day on another channel. They're like, "Yo, it's the Anunnaki, are real, and they want Kamala to win. So I'll throw that into my referencing on this video. What I think is happening is what this one guy proposed that no one believes, but he says that we're at a war between two future versions of ourselves. One version ended up stuck on Earth in a nuclear battle, ended up having to reside in the crust of the Earth. So dug into the ground and then advanced from there, and later, once nuclear storms clear, then reside on top of Earth and then maybe go elsewhere from there. But that's the S-45s, so that would be a 9. 4 and 5 is 9. And then there's the S-52s, which would be 7s. So you could be a 9 or a 7 in this case, I believe. And if you side with the S-52s, then that would be the Anunnaki and Kamala Harris. Because Basher says, if you choose the woman, it's direct contact. If you choose the man, it's World War III, the end of the United States. That sounds like S-45. If you vote for the woman, direct contact sounds like Anunnaki. And then there's stuff that says there's some armada of spacecraft or some objects, grouping of objects, all moving at light speed or close to it towards Earth. So it's nuts. Like, this is where it's crazy. I don't know if you hear that, if that's in your algorithm, if that's news for you, then you're gonna have a Harris win. And then I don't know if it's exposure based or if it's in your soul, what you think and believe and what you side with. This is very strange because they're so manipulative. It seems like as soon as someone tells you, bam, you're switched over to the other side. So it seems like they have to manipulate the tech. They have to keep everybody separate so they can create a divide. But that's why that lines up. Like, that's what's crazy. You have like a couple different crazy predictions, but they all sort of tie in. So it could get nasty, or it's just gonna get really weird really fast. Yeah, it's very strange that the line got drawn like that. And that's why I'm even talking about this, is because I don't even know what to say. If any of this is true, this will be, the most important election. But as far as that goes, I believe that's it. Catch y'all later. It's 2 on Surfer. Out of here.